Thanks for watching Capital City News, your connection to Salt Lake City government. I'm your host, Poonam Kumar, and today I'm at the Salt Lake City Cemetery, one of the largest municipal cemeteries in the nation, which is undergoing a master plan to help preserve its space. On today's episode, we'll be learning about Operation Diversion, and our History Minute is about Mike, the zombie chicken who would never die. But first, let's start with our legislative update and look back. In an unprecedented effort to boost the city's affordable housing stock, the Salt Lake City Council, acting as the redevelopment agency board, voted this month to make up to $21 million available for housing opportunities at a variety of income levels. Additionally, the board identified more than $11.5 million to purchase sites for homeless resource centers, which have yet to be selected. The board identified the housing funding from the current budget and past year's leftover funds. The earmarked dollars are a major step in fulfilling the city's goal to close the affordable housing gap. A civic dedication marked the official opening of the much-anticipated George S. and Dolores Dora Eccles Theater. Legacy donors, public officials, and community leaders gathered for a ribbon-cutting ceremony. Doors to the new theater opened to the public on October 21st. Thousands of excited patrons experienced their first live show and had a chance to interact with the local arts and entertainment groups for a free public open house. Salt Lake City ranks well when compared to other U.S. cities on policies and practices inclusive of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer citizens, according to the survey conducted by the Human Rights Campaign. Our city earned the highest ranking among the 8 Utah cities included in a national survey released just this month. At a HRC survey press conference, 2 city council members announced they will begin working on a public accommodation ordinance for the city. More details to come after the first of the year. Leadership from the Salt Lake City Council and City School Board recently met to discuss joint issues. STEM legislation, growth in downtown area, and community use of sports facilities were among the discussion items. The leadership teams meet several times a year. Operation Diversion has taken effect. This is a joint multi-agency effort that seeks to separate criminal element from those experiencing homelessness and directly looks at linking people to treatment options. City and county officials further explain.
Being homeless is not a crime. Being an addict probably should not be addressed by putting somebody in jail. We need to get those people some help.
Over the last several months, Salt Lake City and Salt Lake County have been collaborating on a criminal justice initiative that we hope can address some of the pressing needs that we see in the Rio Grande today.
This is something really unprecedented. This is a multi-agency collaborative effort and partnership between Salt Lake City and Salt Lake County, between both the executive level, between the mayor, as well as law enforcement, and of course with the district attorney's office and the city prosecutor's office.
When we launched this operation, we were really seeking out the criminals amongst the homeless population. With that, what happens is, I'll give you an example, is you'll have a drug deal happen. And when we go in to pick up the drug dealer, we're also picking up the person who has possession and bought the drugs. 2 different paths though. The drug dealer is going straight to jail and will be staying there, and there is no overcrowding release for that individual. Then the person who actually purchased the drugs to use them, that individual is coming into the receiving center. They are being assessed for treatment, health condition, and then we are offering them an opportunity to go and get the treatment they need to get off drugs and overcome their addiction.
On the addictions treatment side, we typically have as long as 6 to 9 month waiting lists, and many of the individuals in the Rio Grande area lack any insurance or ability to access services. So we brought forward a significant amount of one-time money, the county did, to be able to help these individuals get direct access to services. We met with many providers in a coordinated effort to try to figure out how we could get from an assessment right after arrest and after meeting with the district attorney directly into a treatment slot as quickly as possible.
The treatment options we can get 100 to 150 people into treatment and sustain that for 6 months. The need in the Rio Grande area far exceeds that amount. So really our lifeline is that some form of Medicaid expansion is approved by our state legislature and our federal government. In the last session, the state legislature approved a very modest extension of Medicaid benefits that is now awaiting a federal waiver in order to be fully implemented. We hope that comes through. That will provide some of the funding to make the work that's been done today to help it to be ongoing, but we don't know when that'll come through. So short of that, I would love to see the legislature fully expand Medicaid under Governor Herbert's Healthy Utah plan. That hasn't passed the legislature yet. So we're waiting for the modest extension of Medicaid benefits to receive federal approval. If that doesn't happen, then I've asked the legislature to take the money that they've set aside for that program and directly appropriate it to these services.
We want to do this differently. We want success. We can't arrest our way out of this problem. We need to help people. And that's exactly what we are doing, collaborating so we can help people.
And next up is our History Minute.
Mike was a rooster like any other, but on September 10th, 1945, his life would change forever. His owner, Lloyd Olson, a farmer in Fruita, Colorado, decided Mike would be dinner that night. When he cut the chicken's head off, he was shocked to discover that it would not die. Days passed, and the rooster acted like everything was normal, and his owners fed him with an eyedropper through his esophagus. Soon, Hope Wade, a promoter from Salt Lake City, caught wind of the chicken and decided it would be a prime sideshow attraction. He brought the Olsons and their miraculous chicken to Salt Lake City, where the University of Utah ran tests on the chicken, since they'd already been doing research in that area. They confirmed that the axe had clipped off most of the skull but left intact one ear, the jugular vein, and the base of the brain, which controls a chicken's motor functions. Since Mike was indeed a chicken with no head, he spent the next 18 months on display around the world. From Salt Lake City all the way to France, he traveled in style and spent his nights in hotel rooms with his owners. With the proceeds from Mike's sideshow status, the Olsons were able to purchase a hay baler and 2 tractors to replace their horse and mule, as well as a 1946 Chevy pickup truck. In March of 1947, Mike ended up choking to death in a hotel room, and the Olsons went back to being farmers in Colorado.
And that's it for this episode of Capital City News, where we do our best to keep you in the know. Thanks for tuning in. For SLC TV, I'm Poonam Kumar.